Guys, sin starts in our hearts. We see in the story of Cain and Abel how Cain actually, his first sin is in his heart. He feels resentment, he feels jealousy towards his brother Abel because of the reaction of God towards their sacrifice, toward their offering. And eventually that sin keeps growing and it ends in death. He kills his brother Abel and Cain dies himself as he's banished from the presence of God. But before sin gets out of control, God gives Cain a beautiful warning and he says, sin is crouching at the door, but you have to resist it. So God's telling us, like, guys, you have the power to resist it. Sin is there, it will always be there, but I've given you the power to resist it. You see, sin continues to pull us towards darkness, pull us farther and farther away from God, and we constantly are fighting to resist it. But that's the way we have to do that in a effective way is by getting closer and closer to God. We see that in 1 Corinthians 10:13. It says, God is faithful and he will not let you be tempted beyond your ability. And then later on in Galatians 5:16, it says, walk by the Spirit and you will not gratify the desires of the flesh. So the desires of the flesh will be there. They're not going to go away, but you won't gratify them if we are walking by the Spirit, if we are walking with God. In fact, that makes reference to what we had, another video I had done earlier, in fact, where it says Noah walked with God. So sin won't go away, but we have to walk with God. What does that look like in a practical way? For me, when I'm struggling with my sin, with temptation, I try to invite God in those situations, in those instances. I have to take a step back and invite God in it. Again, it's hard, it's difficult, it's something I'm working on, struggling on a daily basis, but it's the only practical way to get through it and not let sin control us. So whenever I'm starting to feel that I'm losing my temper with my kids, whenever I feel that I'm starting to think of things that I shouldn't be thinking, in that moment, I have to be disciplined enough to stop and bring God into those situations. Obviously, as we continue to do this, it gets a little bit easier, but it's always a challenge. Getting closer to God, reading His Word, praying on a regular basis, like these are things, man, we should be doing daily, and that's how we're going to be able to resist that temptation of sin. Again, starting inside, starting in our hearts, which is something no one sees except you and God. So don't think that because it's in your heart and no one sees it, it's not sin. That's where it all starts. And that's exactly where we need to tackle it, right from the root, right from the beginning. That's the encouragement today, guys. Be blessed.